Casey Smith's story begins in the small town of Greenvale, where she, a 6-year-old girl, attends Little Light School. It was a typical spring day after classes. Casey cheerfully said goodbye to her teacher and friends and went to her extra lessons held in the adjacent building. Casey's mother, Sarah Smith, expected her daughter home by 4 o'clock, as usual. But time passed and Casey didn't return. Sarah grew anxious, glancing at the clock and dialing the number of Casey's teacher, Miss Jenkins.
Hello, Miss Jenkins. This is Sarah Smith, Casey's mom. She hasn't come home, and I wondered if you saw her leaving school.
Oh, Mrs. Smith, hello. Our extra activities ran a little late today, but Casey should have left by now. Are you sure she's not home yet?
Yes, I've been waiting for her for over half an hour. She's never been this late.
I understand, Sarah. I know this is worrying, but let's try to stay calm. I'll check the cameras and inform everyone at school. Our security guard might have seen where she went. Meanwhile, you could check with her friends. She might have left with one of them.
Sarah calls Casey's friends, but none of them saw her after class. Realizing the situation is becoming serious, Sarah decides to call the police.
911, emergency services, how can I help?
Hello, this is Sarah Smith. My daughter Casey is 6 years old and didn't come home after her extra classes at school. She's not answering her phone, and none of her friends have seen her. Please, help.
I understand, Mrs. Smith. Please stay calm. We'll help you. When was the last time you saw your daughter? And where was she supposed to be?
I expected her home by 4, and it's already 5 o'clock. She attends Little Light School.
Sarah, please stay on the line. We'll send a patrol to check the school and surrounding area. Could you provide a recent photo of Casey and describe what she was wearing?
Of course. She was wearing a pink sweater with a bunny and blue jeans, and she has a bright yellow toy on her backpack.
The police quickly contact the school principal, Immerse Reynolds, and learn that cameras recorded Casey leaving the building, heading toward the school's playground. Officers begin searching the school grounds and playground, but there are no signs of her. An alert about Casey's disappearance is broadcast throughout the town, hoping someone might have seen her.
Mrs. Smith, I'm Detective Parker. We're actively searching for your daughter and reviewing camera footage, but so far there's nothing suspicious. We have officers at the playground and are canvassing the area. If she went in another direction, a passerby might have noticed her.
Thank you, Officer Parker. It's just that Casey is so young, and she's never gone off on her own.
We understand your concern. Please give us a little more time. We're doing everything we can. Stay at home and keep your phone nearby in case we have news.
After a few hours, as the search continues, one of the officers finds Casey's backpack near an abandoned building close to the school. The place looks deserted, surrounded by barbed wire. Officers immediately search the building but find it empty. However, the discovery is unsettling. Casey might have entered the building. Detectives begin examining the site, finding small footprints in the dusty floor.
Detective Parker, have you found anything? Why haven't you updated me?
Mrs. Smith, we found Casey's backpack near an abandoned building. We're searching it now, but she hasn't been found yet. Please give us a bit more time. We don't want to worry you, but we also don't want to miss anything.
Oh God, please find her. I can't do anything but wait.
By nightfall, police appeal to the public, spreading alerts and urging anyone with information to come forward. A bus driver contacts the police, reporting that he saw a girl resembling Casey on the outskirts of town with a woman in dark clothing. The police rush to the location, but it turns out to be a false lead. The search continues through the night, and by morning, the situation finally shifts. An anonymous caller reaches the hotline. In a quiet, distressed voice, the woman reports seeing a girl matching Casey's description at a cafe on the edge of town. She was with a man who seemed strange. Officers rush to the cafe and interview the staff. It turns out that a man in dark clothes briefly entered with a girl, but he left as soon as he noticed people watching him. Using footage from the cameras, the police trace their path and eventually find Casey in a city park. When Casey is finally returned to her mother, Sarah hugs her daughter, unable to hold back tears. Casey says that the uncle took her to the park, where she felt scared and cold. Police discover that the man who brought Casey was previously known for minor thefts but had never been involved in more serious incidents. Thanks to the vigilance of local residents and quick action from the police, Casey was found unharmed. Casey's story had a happy ending. but it remained a lasting memory for the people of Greenvale, a reminder to always be vigilant and protect loved ones.